Hello class 11 student, welcome to the online tutorial session. Today we will discuss about the syllabus first and then we will start the classes. Okay, so for the computer science class 11 syllabus is actually, it is divided into theory and practical part. 70 marks is for theory and 30 marks is for practical. Okay, for the practical you have to record your all the programs in your laboratory notebook, so that carries 5 marks. Okay, so we will come to the division of this marks, the practical, later on. Now come to the 70 marks part. Okay, so first chapter is that brief review of the computer system, so it carries 30 marks. Okay, under this there is a data representations also there, Boolean algebra is there. Okay, it is a combined of 3 chapters. Now come to the software and the languages that is there, that is compromises of 20 marks. Okay, it will be covered the DOS, Windows, Linux, every systems. Okay, now come to the C programming part. Only computer science, rest of the up to that it is same for computer application and computer science, but C programming is only in the syllabus of class 11 computer science. Okay, it carries 20 marks. It is a very important chapter because it is actually, you can say, the basic steps of learning the programming. Okay, so now come to the practical part for computer science, that MS Windows or Linux operating system commands are there, that carries only 5 marks. And next is programming in C language, that carries 15 marks. Okay, on that particular day when the exam will be held, you have to write the code and submit the paper. Okay, so that carries 15 marks. And laboratory notes book, it carries 5 marks. Okay, and for Viva it is 5 marks. So this is how the total syllabus is divided. Okay, I will give you the link for it, you can go through it. Okay, so one more thing, that right now the book for class 11 is not available in the market, also in the Flipkart or Amazon it is not available, so that's why you can use a Google book. I will give you the link in the description box. You can go through from the Play Store, you download the Google Play Book. Okay, that is the app, and from where you can save it, download it, and you can read that book. Okay, now comes to the syllabus for the modern computer application student who has taken the computer application. As I mentioned, that structure of computer, data representations, okay, Boolean algebra in the first chapter, it is actually common. Software and language is also common, but computer science students having the computer programming language in C, but application student having the programming language in Visual Basic. Okay, so whole part is compromises of 70% of theory and 30% of practical. Okay, now comes to the part, in case of practical you have only Visual Basic in practicals. Okay, and as well as your laboratory copy is carrying 5 marks. On the day of the program, you have 10 marks. In PowerPoint features writing you have 5 marks. In MS Word features writing you have 5 marks, and Viva 5 marks. Apart from this, there are 2 different new chapters are there. Is MS Word chapter is there, word processing, PowerPoint is there, that is included in your practical syllabus as well as in your theory syllabus. Okay, so now introduction part is over regarding the syllabus and everything. If you have any query, you can directly comment on the video, or I will assist you. Okay, for the computer application students also, I will give you the link from where you can download the Google book and you can save into your library and you can read. Okay, now the first chapter, which is common for both computer application and science, is a brief history of computer. So first we have to understand what actually, where from this word computer is comes from. What is the previous concept of computing or computer? Okay, so the word computer has been derived from the word computing. Okay, which mainly involves counting. From the Stone Age, actually people are used tables or actually they are using this, they made this scratch marks on the wall, okay, or on the cave, to actually measure the number of cattle they have. If any of them are actually dying, so they will cross to reduce the number of counts. So from that era, the computing concept is come. Now it goes through this evaluations, and then we will come to the actual product that is called computer. Okay, so from where this journey begins, uh, actually, it is developed. The oldest counting machine is abacus. Okay, you are able to see this one. This machine is very popular nowadays in case of students among this small children, because it's actually easier. It will teach you the method in an easy way how to count. Okay, it's a very traditional method of learning the mathematics, and it is also very effective one. Okay, so this is a picture of the abacus. So abacus is the properly the oldest counting machine, and was developed around 500 BC. It consists of a wooden frame rod. Okay, that is like this one. Wooden frame with the rods and columns. Okay, it is divided into two parts, and there is a different columns are there. Okay, the columns of beads on there for counting. Like this, there is a different numbers of beads are available. These beads are actually are used for the counting purpose. Okay, a crossbar usually separates the bead into two sections. This part, this one I'm talking about. This crossbar, this line, this crossbar actually usually separates the beads into two sections. By moving the beads, one can make addition and subtraction. Okay, that is still used in China and Japan, in India also. Okay, to teach the mathematics to the students was counting technique. Okay, now come to the first device. Actually, this abacus only helps in case of addition and subtraction, but the first device which is help in case of multiplication and division is developed by John Napier. Okay, in an early 17th century, Napier designed a system of a ivory rod. Okay, this is different, this kind of a rod. Okay, the scale is different. Here marking is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here 7, 8, 9. Like this. There is another rod having divided into two parts and having different numbers 12, 13, 14. Like this. They make it two different ivory rods. Okay. On each rod, several numbers were each based on the tables of the logarithm. So the logarithm concept is first introduced by John Napier. The rods are better known as Napier bones. To multiply two numbers, one has to simply add two given numbers and get the result using the principle of logarithm. Okay. If I erasing that one, you are able to see the diagram. Is this one. Okay. If you know that how, please comment if you want to know the how the abacus is working, how the Napier bone is working, then in the next video I will explain. Okay. Now come to the next part, that is the Pascal adding machine, or you can say it's a Pascaline. It is developed in the 1642 by the French mathematician and philosopher Blaise Pascal. It is a mechanical calculator made of gears and wheels. Okay, so it can do the addition subtraction in the base 10. Okay, this is the first calculator that could be automatically do the calculation once the number was fed. So it is something like this kind of a machine. I'm designing it. Okay. Have you seen typewriters and something? If you want to click over here or type over here, number is there, it will be comes out. Okay, you are actually feeding the numbers. Okay, you are putting the numbers in case of typewriter or in case of phone. Previously we have to dial. Now, like this way, this will be done. Okay, it's actually the wheels are there. You have to scroll the wheels like in clockwise direction. Okay. Now come to later in 1694, the French mathematician Leibniz designed a improved mechanical calculator by studying the Pascal original notes and drawings. So this machine could be in this particular machine, the multiplication, division along with the subtraction and addition are possible. Okay. Now it is up to this era, still we are doing the calculator kind of a thing, that is doing multiplication, divisions like this. But Charles Babbage, a professor of Cambridge University, is regarded as the father of modern digital computer. Why he regarded by this name? Because in the year 1982 he developed a difference engine that was faster to produce astronomical tables for observatory in Albany, New York. Okay, so this machine is capable of calculating the polynomials. Okay, and later in 1842 he came up with the idea of analytical engine, which becomes his lifetime project. This machine was developed and designed so that user can feed in the sequence of instruction and the data on which they can work. Okay, but the final machine could not be constructed successfully, but it gives the basic concept. Basic concepts developed by the Babbage are basically the basics for the in modern era digital computer. So that's why the Charles Babbage is even today is known as the father of digital computer. Now come to the stored program concept. Okay, first of all we have to understand the meaning of the program. Okay, so a program is a set of instruction indicating to the computer the exact sequence of steps that need to be. So what is program? Suppose take an example that you want to go to the school. Okay, so first you have to do, you wake up from your bed, you have brushed your teeth, then taken your breakfast, then you are take bath, and then you are wear the school uniform and pack your bags, take your tiffins, then come out from your house, then run few steps, and then pick up the bus or auto, any vehicles, and then you will drop to your location. So there is a step-by-step walk is going on. Okay, after finishing of this, then we will have to take the next walk, and then we have to take the next walk. So this we can say are a set of the instructions. So program is nothing but the combination of this such kind of a set of instruction, or you can say exact sequence of steps which need to be done. So this is called our program. Okay. Now actually why this program concept comes, because in USA Census Bureau organized a contest to develop a faster method in 18 USA census. A mathematician named Herman Hellerith was the winner. His tabulating machine, it is known as the Hellerith machine, it was based on the principle of punch card, and his machine could automatically read the census data on the punch card. Using this Hellerith machine, in 1980s, USA Census took the 3 years to complete. This machine actually, his tabulating machine company was predecessor to the International Business Machine Corporation, that is IBM. Okay. Now, this is up to the concept of programming, feeding the instruction, and this one. Now comes to the concept of von Neumann architecture. Okay, With the beginning of the Second World War, the research went into the development of computer uses in the defense in USA. Okay, so first, John von Neumann give us the concept of memory. Memory means previously we are giving the input, calculating it, something like that. But remembrance of the input or output is not occurs. Okay, from the John von Neumann, actually introduced this first concept of the memory unit input, unit. Okay, the first machine that is developed, it is ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrated and Computer. This short forms, the short forms of this names would come, okay, in the examination. So remember that first. Was designed and built in such a way that it is used the decimal numbers in the number system. However, before it could perform the task, sometimes it took hours to set up and writing. So that's why the new concept is came into my mind, that is electronic discrete variable automatic computers, or you can say it is the EDVAC. It features more internal memory as well as the conditional control transfer that allows the computer to be stopped at any point at any again resume the work. Previously in ENIAC that there is 3,800 or 3,600 number of switches are there. You have to on, then only the system will start. So it is a huge problem for that. Any point of time you cannot stop the calculation, you cannot resume the calculation. So this drawback is improved in the EDVAC. Here you can resume your work any point of time. You can stop your work. You can restart. Okay. In mid-1940, John von Neumann, a brilliant scientist, joined the EDVAC team and published his paper first draft. Okay. So John von Neumann introduced the modern computers features or the 5 function, that is memory, processing, control, input and output. This gives the detailed design of the purely mechanical concept of generalizing the computer called Turing machine. Okay, so what are the important part of this Neumann architecture? First, an input unit, a central arithmetic logic unit, or you can say ALU, and then it is a central control unit, that is CU. Number 4th is memory unit. Number 5th is output unit. Based on this Neumann concept, in 1949, electronic delay storage automated calculator, that is EDSAC, was made and used at the Cambridge University of London. This is actually the first stored program electronic computer. Okay. So after this discussion, now I hope that you are able to differentiate between what is the work of a calculator, what is the work of a computer, because it is very important question, very common question in your syllabus, class 9 syllabus, that what is the differentiate between calculator and computer. So first we will learn about the difference. The computer can do the bigger and more complex calculation than calculator. Number 2, the computer has more memory compared to calculator. Computer can do the other tasks apart from the addition, calculation, several jobs also simultaneously. A computer can be programmed in various languages, whereas in case this kind of facility is not available in calculator. Now, what are the similarities? Both are actually works on the electrical power. Both have the input device like keyboard, the keypad or keyboard, and output device like screen, the display unit for the resultant. Both have the memory to store, but the size is different. But both can do the numerical calculation. So these are the similarities and differences of the calculator. Okay. Thank you, students. I am ending my lecture.